From 0 to 10,000 followers using only AI content. Right now, as you watch this video, there are 42,000 AI-generated images being uploaded to Instagram, 11,000 AI-written threads being posted on X, and 800 brand new faceless YouTube channels going live, and you're not one of them. You're still on the sidelines wondering if you need a $5,000 camera or the face of a Hollywood actor. That's the old world. And if you're operating in the old world, you are already losing because the algorithm doesn't care about your lighting setup anymore. It cares about velocity and volume. And the only thing on planet Earth capable of producing high volume, high velocity content is artificial intelligence. I'm not here to sell you a fantasy about getting rich overnight. I'm here to show you the schematic, the exact repeatable, faceless blueprint that took a blank screen with 0 followers and turned it into a 10,000 person army. But first, I need you to answer a question and be honest because the AI can't hear you lie yet. Okay, you chuckled. Good. That means you're still human, and being human is your only advantage over the machine, but we'll get to that in Act 3. Right now, we're in Act 1, the void, the phase where you have 0 followers and everyone thinks you're just screaming into the abyss. Most people fail before they post a single pixel because they pick a niche they like, not a niche the market needs. The first 90-second sprint on your journey to 10,000 happens before you open Canva or ChatGPT. It happens in the mind of the machine where you use AI not as a writer, but as a research analyst with a 190 IQ and 0 sleep requirement. You don't ask ChatGPT what you should post about, that's a novice move. You ask it to identify cognitive dissonance in the market. You feed it a prompt like this. Act as a market researcher for the US demographic aged 15 to 30. Analyze Reddit threads in productivity and entrepreneur forums for the last 6 months. Identify the top 3 pieces of advice people consistently upvote but then fail to implement, and list the emotional reason for the failure. The AI will tell you the gap. It will reveal that the fear isn't being tired, it's missing out on social connection. So you build a faceless page about the 2 a.m. hustler, and you solve a problem people are embarrassed to admit they have. That's how you go from 0 to 1,000. You mine instead of guess. Now that we know what to say, we need to look like we belong on the cover of a magazine. And this is where the fear kicks in for most people who think they can't design or aren't an artist. You don't need to be an artist, you need to be a director. And to break through the noise in the 15 to 30 age bracket in the US, you can't just generate an image, you have to generate a world because the algorithm detects aesthetic consistency faster than the human eye. Here's the pattern interrupt. The one thing that will make people stop scrolling and hit follow out of sheer curiosity. Stop trying to make the AI perfect. Stop typing 4K hyper-realistic masterpiece because everyone and their grandma is doing that, and it's visual pollution. Instead, type this in your negative prompt. No, vibrant, smile, teeth, modern, clean. You heard me. Remove the smile. Remove the clean. You want that grimy 90s film grain, uncomfortable what is this story vibe, because that's the look that makes a 19-year-old in Chicago say, this page understands my brain fog. And that's how you build a cult, not just a following. You have the visual asset, now we need to make it speak, but remember we're faceless, and this is where 90% of you are going to choke if you don't listen closely because you're going to use an AI voice that sounds like a robot reading a CVS receipt. That is a mortal sin in the AI content game right now. And the urgency is this. The market is flooded with Siri reading stoic quotes. That boat has sailed, hit an iceberg, and is currently at the bottom of the algorithm ocean. The next wave that will carry you from 2,000 to 6,000 followers is audio illusion, where you use 11 labs, but you direct the performance, you use the pause feature and the stability slider to make the voice crack slightly on an emotional word like, she didn't leave because she stopped loving you, she left because. Then you drop the cliffhanger hook. You don't give the answer in the reel, you force the swipe to YouTube and the click to the profile. You take that same audio, feed it to an AI tool like Opus Clip, and you let the AI find the exact 42-second segment that had the highest retention spike. Then you repost that segment as a new short because you're not creating more work, you're refining the ore and letting the machine tell you what the humans want. You've done the work, but why is it working for them and not you? Let's hit the fear trigger again. And imagine posting 30 days in a row and still seeing 200 views, because that's the valley of despair where most people quit. Don't you dare quit. The difference between 6,000 followers and 10,000 followers is one AI insight. a tool that analyzes the first 3 seconds of viral videos in your niche and reveals it's not about the content anymore, it's about frame zero friction. I used this AI to analyze why my 2 AM Hustler videos weren't taking off. And the AI spat out a number that 34% of my text was being covered by the UI More button on mobile. The AI saw a user interface problem that I was blind to, so I shifted the text up by 20 pixels, and views went up 400% overnight. That's not luck. That's AI-assisted empathy, and you're not just a creator anymore. You're a scientist in a lab coat made of code. We're at the final 90 seconds of this journey, and you're standing at the 10,000 mark, but here's the twist and the cliffhanger I promised. You think this is the end? You think hitting 10K means you've made it? No. You've just built the shovel, the gold rush hasn't even started. In the next 12 months, the internet is going to become a complete wasteland of AI-generated slop, and the algorithms are already training themselves to detect pure AI. The window for this exact method is closing faster than a startup on demo day. And by mid-2026, the only AI content that will survive is content that has human curation fingerprints all over it. You have maybe 18 months of this faceless AI golden era left before you actually do need a face or a studio. So you have a choice. You can watch this video, nod your head and go back to scrolling, or you can open a new tab, sign up for that AI research tool, and type that first prompt. Which brings me to the most important part of this entire script. You now know the strategy and the psychology, but you're missing the arsenal. I mentioned the tool that finds UI friction and the audio illusion software, but there are 5 specific AI tools that are so far ahead of the curve. They're essentially cheat codes. And if you don't learn them before 2026, you'll be trying to fight a tank with a butter knife. I've put together the definitive list with no fluff, just the raw downloadable click this button to not be broke toolkit. And if you want to see the 10,000 turn into 100,000 with a fraction of the effort we just talked about, you need to click the video on your end screen right now titled 5 AI Tools You Must Learn Before 2026. Trust me, tool number 3 is the reason this channel exists, and you won't find it trending on TikTok yet. I'll see you inside that video. The clock is ticking. Let's get to work.